using during the auction to indicate I am making a bid on behalf of our vendors are simply vendor bid, and by law only I as the auctioneer can place those vendor bids. Now buyers, our settlement terms are quite flexible here this afternoon. 30, 60 or 90 days time is not going to be an issue for you when you want to settle on the property and start creating those priceless family memories. In regards to a deposit payable today, we're going to stick to the standard 10% of course, which hopefully that isn't an issue for each of our buyers. If there's been any other prior arranged terms that have been discussed with myself or the team, then we're certainly more than happy to honour those terms as long as our vendors were agreeable to your specifics. Now, buyers 4 at 16 Adele Avenue, Ferntree Gully, a gorgeous 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1-car spacing title property here, underpinning your prospective purchase of some of the finest low-maintenance soil that Ferntree Gully has on offer. Only 2 years old, a beautiful property with quality fixtures and fittings. It is so nice and modern and chic throughout the property. Contemporary design, plenty of space. An abundance of natural light that bounces off every single angle of the property, meaning your any girls are going to come back leaving you with a smile on your face. At the rear of the complex, of course, for your own added security and privacy, location-wise, literally a hop, skip and jump, everything that Ferntree Gully has to offer. I'm sure you know of it. Plenty of schools for our family buyers, if any out here. Public, private, secondary, primary. Of course, we've got medical facilities, cafes, restaurants, great combination of boutique and major shopping, major freeway access points, of course, and public transport at your disposal too. Buyers, don't mind where we start the auction. You've seen it, you've loved it. Here's your opportunity to buy it. Don't mind where we start the auction. Going to be totally guided by you here. In regards to the number we start at, I'm in your hands. So who'd like to get the auction underway? Folks, I don't mind where we start the auction. I'm totally going to be guided by you about where you want to get things underway. I will simply navigate you to where you need to be the successful buyer here this afternoon. We can start light on if you want, but I'll tell you right now, given the realistic price range and reserve that's been set for the property here this afternoon, I am not too sure you can buy a better property like this in the market right now for around this price. So your opportunity beckons for you to absolutely show your strength and wit at the auction by placing an opening bid, and I don't mind at what level. I'll just reiterate that. I'll call it 3 times. We can't wait around all day. I'll take as much time as I need for you, but the opportunity has to be now, or I'm going to get it moving. Timmy confirming we're done back there. Once, twice, third. Final opportunity. Out, done, finished, silent. Tim, can I confirm before I start? No problem. We're going to get the auction moving at 530,000. Buyers, vendor bid in place. Over here to jump back. Now, of course, we're going to move in $10,000 increments at this point of time. Absolute minimum buy. Cannot accept anything less than $10,000 bids. More than happy to accept more though. If you really want to stamp your authority on the auction and show strength, a $20,000 bid would be a great place to start. Who knows? Might even get the property passed in at 550 if you jump in. Bids at 530. 10 grand to jump back. Absolute minimum. We'll keep the auction moving if there's no better offer here. Once at 530,000, twice at 530,000, third final opportunity at 530,000, outdone, finished, and absolutely silent now. I'll keep it moving at 550,000. Buyers, I'll place one and one more only vendor bid after this number. If we need a pause, Benny, you let me know. 550,000 is the current number. We pass it in. We simply negotiate with every single prospective interested party, and we've got quite a handful of them. We've got plenty of buyers that want to come forward conditionally after the auction, and we're going to be more than happy to open up that opportunity to you all after the auction. But if you want the opportunity to buy the property now, away from those conditional buyers, or to potentially get the property passed into you, you need to be the highest bidder, and right now that is myself. 550 is the offer. We need 10 to jump back on top. If we're done, I'll keep placing vendor bids, and fair enough. Once at 550, now 560 will pass the property into you buyers. If you want to jump in, last chance. Twice at 550,000, third final opportunity at 550, outdone, finished, and silent. I'll just wait a little longer, Benny. Make sure that conversation completely finishes. Yes, sorry. Place that final vendor bid. It's at 550,000, 10 grand, and if you jump in, more than likely I'll be instructed to pass the property into you at 560, or my vendor bid may be beyond that number. Now, I've got very strict instructions to place one more and one more only vendor bid. I'll let you in on a little secret. It will be higher than 560, but if I get 560, I will wrap up the auction to you, and I'll give you the opportunity to exclusively negotiate with our sellers, and you'll have first first right of refusal, and you'll get to know exactly where their realistic reserve has been set. 550 is the current number. Confirming Ben, Sarah, are we done? Are we in or are we out? Need to know now before we place our final vendor bid. At 550,000, 10 to jump back. Once, Benny need to know twice. At 550. No problem. All good. At 550,000. Thanks, folks, for your patience. I really appreciate it. Just waiting for the conversation to completely finish before we place our final vendor bid. At 550,000, once again, I'm going to reiterate to you guys, 10 grand to jump back. That's all we're going to be asking for, and more than likely we'll be instructed to pass the property into you at $560,000. I probably won't need to place my final vendor bid at that number, and I'll give you the right to negotiate first and exclusively. At 550, 10 to jump back, in or out, need to know. Done?
No, vendor bid.
No problem. We're going to move to 570,000. I won't place any more. That's my final vendor bid for the remainder of the auction. We'll move into post-auction negotiations. Buyers, 10 grand to jump back at 580. Won't muck around too much. I'll call it 3 times. Have the opportunity to bid today. Assuming everybody wants to negotiate, fine. We're more than happy to start that now. Once at 570. Twice. Third final opportunity. At 570,000. Out, done, finished, and silent. Folks, on behalf of the whole team, Ray White, Ferntree Gully, thank you so much for coming out this afternoon. We're going to formally pass the property in at 570,000 on a vendor's bid. It's open slab.